CDL Practice Test, New York, Combination Vehicles, Part 3. Question number 28. Combination vehicles take longer to stop when they are empty than when they fully loaded, because A. The center of gravity is lower, B. You're unlikely to brake as hard, C. There is less traction. The correct answer is here, C. There is less traction. Explanation. Trucks that are empty or only lightly loaded take longer to stop because the stiff suspension, springs and strong brakes give poor traction and make it easier to lock the wheels. Question number 29. When you test the tractor protection valve, the red air supply control knob should go into the position A. Normal, B. Neutral, C. Emergency. The correct answer is here, C. Emergency. Explanation. To test the tractor protection valve, shut the engine off and step on and off the brake pedal several times to reduce the air pressure in the tanks. When the air pressure has fallen enough, typically into the range 20-45 C, the trailer air supply control knob should pop out, or the valve control should go from the normal to the emergency position. Question number 30. To apply more or less pressure to the trailer brakes, which of the following does the service line connect to? A. Foot brakes, B. Tractor protection valve, C. Emergency service line, D. Relay valves. The correct answer is here, D. Relay valves. Explanation. The service line connects to the relay valves to give more pressure to trailer brakes. Question number 31. If you do not do the final air brake check for air leaks and fix them before driving, A. Your fuel usage will increase, B. Tire pressure will drop, C. You could lose your brakes while driving. The correct answer is here, C. You could lose your brakes while driving. Explanation. On a combination vehicle, the brakes on the tractor and all trailers must work properly. If your combination vehicle is equipped with air brakes, check that air flows to all trailers and test both the trailer service brakes and the trailer emergency brakes. Question number 32. What is the item most commonly overlooked during a pre-trip inspection? A. Tire condition, B. Landing gear crank loose, not stored on hook, C. Trailer doors locked sealed, D. Trailer permits registrations. The correct answer is here, D. Trailer permits registrations. Explanation. Paperwork is the most commonly overlooked item on the pre-trip inspection. Be certain that you have current valid permits and registrations for both tractor and trailer. Open bracket. Also check for fuel permits, insurance card, state tax certificate, liquor transport licenses, etc. Paperwork for the tractor is usually found in a binder, which is kept inside the tractor. Paperwork for the trailer is typically found in a watertight container on the nose of the trailer. Question number 33. What should you do to prevent the crack the whip effect? A. Stay close to the rear of the car in front of you so you can make sure your driving is smooth. 2. Avoid hitting the car in front. B. Change lanes quickly to avoid the crack the whip effect. C. Drive fast so that you have no chance of causing a crack the whip effect. D. Steer gently and smoothly when pulling trailers. The correct answer is here. D. Steer gently and smoothly when pulling trailers. Explanation. As the crack the whip effect is unique to combination vehicles, you will have better control of the truck and any attached trailers when you steer gently and smoothly. Sudden turns, lane changes, etc. can cause the crack the whip effect and cause your trailers to turn over. Question number 34. Which part of the Kingpin should the locking jaws close around? A. The base. B. The head. C. The shank. The correct answer is here. C. The shank. Explanation. Don't drive the vehicle until you're sure that the coupling is correct. Check to make sure of the following. There is no space between the upper and lower fifth wheel. The fifth wheel jaws have closed around the shank of the Kingpin. The locking lever is in the lock position, and the safety latch is in position over the locking lever. If anything isn't right, don't drive the vehicle until you've found and corrected the problem. If you drive it anyway, your trailer could come loose while you're driving. Question number 35. What is the safest way for you to make a turn without entering another traffic lane? A. If you must cross into the oncoming lane to make a turn and you see vehicles coming toward you, stop and back up for them. B. You should turn wide before you start the turn. C. You should turn wide as you complete the turn. The correct answer is here. C. You should turn wide as you complete the turn. Explanation. To turn right, you must turn wide to help prevent the rear end from overrunning the curb. However, if you start the right turn by swinging wide to the left, another driver may try to pass you on your right while you are turning, which can lead to a collision. Instead, start the right turn with the rear of your vehicle as close to the curb as possible and then turn wide as you complete the turn. This will deny drivers room on the right to try to pass you. Question number 36. Why should you not use the trailer hand valve while driving? A. Because it won't work as well as the foot brake. B. Because you should use the parking brake. C. Because it is hard to reach. D. Because of the danger of making the trailer skid. The correct answer is here. D. Because of the danger of making the trailer skid. Explanation. The trailer hand valve should be used only to test the trailer brakes. Do not use it in driving because of the danger of making the trailer skid. The foot brake sends air to all of the brakes on the vehicle, including the trailer. There is much less danger of causing a skid or jackknife when using just the foot brake. Question number 37. If you have coupled with a semi-trailer, where should you put the front trailer supports before driving away? A. Raised halfway with the crank handle secured in its bracket. B. Raised 3/4 of the way with the crank handle removed. C. Fully raised with the crank handle secured in its bracket. The correct answer is here. C. Fully raised with the crank handle secured in its bracket. Explanation. Once you've coupled, raise the landing gear all the way up. If it were only partially raised, it could catch on something, such as the railroad tracks on a raised railroad crossing. Question number 38. An anti-lock braking system, ABS, is useful. A. Only if it is on the tractor. B. Only if it is on the tractor and all trailers. C. Whether it is on the tractor or the trailers. The correct answer here, C. Whether it is on the tractor or the trailers. Explanation. ABS can help prevent wheel locking regardless of whether it's on the tractor, the trailer, or both. Question number 39. What do converter dollies and trailers built before 1975 have that new trailers don't? A. Foot brakes. B. Trailer air tanks. C. Spring brakes. D. Emergency brakes. The correct answer is here, D. Emergency brakes. Explanation. Converter dollies and trailers built before 1975 are not required to have spring brakes like newer trailers. They have emergency brakes instead. Question number 40. During uncoupling, you should disconnect the electrical cable and A. Hang it with the plug down. B. Hang it with the plug up. C. Coil it to keep it out of the way. The correct answer is here, A. Hang it with the plug down. Explanation. After you disconnect the electrical cable, hang it with the plug down to keep moisture or rain from getting into it.